When I was a medical student, we would do rotations on the different services, on surgery, on medicine, on pediatrics. When I was doing my obstetrics rotation, I was looking forward to the opportunity I would have to participate in the first delivery in my care. It was kind of a slow service when I was at City General in St. Louis, but eventually one night there was a woman in labor, and I and the other students were notified that a labor was on course, and we could come and participate in the process and in the care. As labor was progressing well, the resident yelled out my name, "Newman, get up here!" And I thought, wow, this is my opportunity. The resident guided me and told me how to assist, where to push, how to encourage the woman who was in labor. And eventually the head came, and then the body came, and I was holding in my hand a newborn human being, slippery, blue, limp. And in that first few minutes, that little baby began to take a breath, took a deeper breath, left out a wail. The child's body became pink, and then the body had more tone. And I thought, oh my God, this has got to be one of the coolest things that I have ever done. I've never forgotten that experience. And today I think, well, what is the experience from the mother's perspective, besides being tired after a labor? There must be a deep desire to believe that no matter what, she will devote her attention and efforts so that that child will be able to live a full human life, a full fulfillment of all that it is that makes us human. At another time in my career, I was caring for children with chronic disability and severe neuromuscular problems or cognitive impairment, and oftentimes these might have a genetic basis or some other origin, but the families with children in those circumstances had that same experience of, my desire is for my little girl or my little boy to be able to live a complete, full human life. Even with the realization that perhaps he or she's not going to live to be an elder person, but as long as she does, I want it to be as a full member of my family, of my community, and to be able to participate in loving and being cared for. With those thoughts in mind, I think this is what we do as human beings when we organize our governance. Because when we make a government, it's the way that we help one another to live full lives. It's the way that we construct the policies in our communities, in our society, that will allow all of us to have that fullness of life that we want for our children and that we want for our elders, from the first breath we draw to the last one we offer. There are a couple of things that our government can do. One of them is to provide the laws that I call the government of good fences. Good fences make good neighbors. If we know where the limits are, then we're able to negotiate differences of opinion and property rights and so forth. We're able to resolve issues of dispute through a judicial system that functions well. And this form of government is very important to peaceful living together. But there's another side to our government that allows us to do the things together that we're not able to do alone. Things like providing for our roads, for the education of our children, for doing research so that we can improve the standard of living for everyone, to manage the problems that have to be managed universally, that can't be managed individually, and to provide for health care. You know, health care is not an individual thing. We never get sick alone. Whenever any of us are ill, there's a whole network of people that are affected. Our family members, our co-workers at work, our neighbors. So seeking healthiness in our neighbors and for ourselves is something that we need to do together. We recognize today that in fact 80% of the determinants of good health in a community don't even happen in the hospital or the doctor's office. These are the things that happen in the community, like nutritious food, reliable medications, the safe roads, good education to our children about good health habits. Those types of social determinants of health, once again, are things that we do together and that are not done as individuals, but as they are done as a community. So I look around today, and as many of us are concerned, the institutions of our democracy are under stress. And that means that we have to do the work to undo that stress, to repair it, and to hand off to the future a democracy that is as healthy and even more thriving and more capable than the one we received from those who went before us. So that's why I'm running for Congress. This process of running a campaign is an opportunity for people in the community to be able to express their ideas and their worries and their concerns. My son told me when I was contemplating this campaign months ago that, Dad, if you're going to go for a campaign, you got to remember one thing that's real important, and that is that those votes that you want are not things. Those votes are people. Those people, all of us, we have worries, we have concerns, we have joys, we have hopes and dreams. And once again, we got to do these things together, and we help one another to achieve them. And because of these individual concerns, worries, hopes, and dreams, we communicate them to one another with our voice. And each of us in our democracy has a voice. And then we listen to those who are bidding for the job to represent us in our legislative process, and we determine who is it that we resonate with and who is it that we trust to be able to take our voice to that legislative process. And that person they will vote for. And so even the process of campaigning allows us as a community to exchange with one another the worries and concerns that are important to us, and then to exercise our right and even more our duty as citizens of a democracy to use our voice and our vote to achieve the type of government that does allow us to thrive in our community way more than just survive. Thank you.